The penetration of Islam in West Africa took place from the 8th century through conquests and trade. In the year 734, the first Muslims arrived from North Africa in the Empire of Ghana, the eldest of the great black empires. Lured by gold or by proselytizing, Arab Muslim scholars have migrated in continuous waves to the great empires and created the conditions for the emergence of Islamic centers in the sub-region. Quranic instruction was at the heart of the education and socialization process of indigenous Muslim populations until the advent of colonial rule.
La France a voulu que son œuvre civilisatrice ne se traduise pas seulement dans des faits matériels, mais aussi dans le domaine intellectuel et spirituel. L'éducation des jeunes est au premier rang des soucis des colonisateurs.
The new education order, based on the language of the colonialist and the civilization values it conveys, will fail, however, to complete a unified education system and will have to coexist with Islamic education.
The colonial people could not influence the Dara system because there were basic differences, fundamental differences, misunderstanding between the colonial masters, the colonial people, and the founders and the proprietors of the Dara system, because the understanding they had was that the colonial people, and they might be right, came to purposely to fight Islam and Islamic culture and Islamic traditions and to eliminate the Islamic system. So they went to the extent that even they would not want to associate themselves with anything that has to do with the colonial tradition.
In sub-Saharan Africa, the model of Islamic education is the choice of millions of Muslim parents, for whom the religious education of their children is a divine prescription.
mooy pour mu xam yàlla mi ko binda mu xam ak santanam bi gannaaw loolu diggante ak waajuram li ci yàlla wax ñaari waajuram yi baayam mooy baayam ak yaayam gannaaw loolu su fa loolu jógee mu xam ak dëkkandooram yi mu xam ak ay fa nekk su fa loolu jógee mu xam
Presently, we want to deal with the two scenarios we find in the choices that are available to rural parents and some of the city dwellers. You have the formal madrassas that could be compared very much with the formal school system, the Western school system, conventional schools we call them, but they are not counted. So when we get the story about children that are out of school, it seems to give a rather vague picture of the real situation. So we want to deal with these formal madrasas and align them to the conventional schools. You also have what in our own sub-region you call the daras. Like in Senegal here, you have quite a lot of daras. And again, it's another option. And what is happening in the daras, it is limited to religious instruction. And we're saying that is good, but we should also ensure that we provide these children with the opportunity to be able to be fully integrated in society.
The place and the quality of Islamic education in national education plans vary from one country to another. In Burkina Faso, Quranic schools are characterized by the lack of legal status, institutional base and regulatory texts. These are informal schools, having no legal existence and receiving no official recognition. Only madrassas, French Arabic schools and universities which offer academic instruction in both Arabic and French are taken into account by the official system. The Ministry of Basic Education has registered over 1,600 French Arabic schools and madrasas, of which only 752 have official recognition. In 2006, from a total of 244,703 students attending private schools, 124,461 students were from the bilingual French-Arabic schools and madrasas. These students of madrasas and French-Arabic schools accounted for 8.21% of total enrollment of primary schools at the national level. An Islamic university was established in Ouagadougou by a local Islamic association supported by the Kuwaiti Fund. In Niger, Quranic schools are well established throughout the country and still serve a large number of children and adults. It is estimated that more than 40,000 Quranic schools operate throughout the country. The first madrasa was created in 1957 in Sai to meet the demand of parents reluctant to send their children to what was called Western school. In 1973, an inspection was created for the management of madrasas in Niamey, and a high school opened in December to promote French-Arabic instruction. In 1979, the Directorate of Arabic Teaching was created and charged with the management, restructuring and promotion of Arabic instruction under the National Education Policy. In the French Sudan, which became Mali after its independence, the French colonialists tried to incorporate traditional Arabic education in the curriculum in 1906 when the Department of Muslim Affairs was established.
Les colonisateurs, avant de partir, ont exigé à ce que le français soit enseigné dans les madrasas. Le français soit enseigné. Donc les premiers maîtres qui ont enseigné, qui ont commencé l'enseignement de la langue française dans les madrasas ont été d'abord, avant leur recrutement, formés dans l'enseignement dans les différentes inspections d'enseignement à l'époque.
Then, in order to gain the sympathy of the dominant Muslim population, the French favored the creation of bilingual French and Arabic schools.
Pendant la colonisation, le gouvernement français subventionnait les madrasas. Parce que la madrasa de mon père fait partie des premières madrasas du Mali. Et moi, j'ai vu à mes propres yeux mon père prendre l'argent au trésor comme subvention que l'État, que le gouvernement français lui a offert.
Today, the madrasas comprise 11.4% of total enrollment. They operate under the authority of the Ministry of Education and offer the same curriculum as public schools in addition of Arabic and religious instruction. In the Gambia, madrasas have emerged with the return of the first Gambian students who left local Quranic schools to further their studies in Arab countries.
The first madrasa, as I know, was established in 1966 in Gunjur by the Sheikh Khatab Sharif Boyan. And these madrasas, are the formal school system.
It took until the revised education policy from 1988 to 2003 for the madrasas to have access to state subsidies from the Gambian government linked to the introduction of English and the harmonization of the curriculum. They enjoy real support from the Gambian government. In Senegal, the dominant model of Islamic education is the Dara or traditional Islamic school, which is at the heart of major political, socio-cultural, and economic challenges. It is estimated that between 800,000 and 1 million Senegalese children attend Quranic schools. In 2004, the guidance law has been amended to introduce religious instruction in public and private schools.
Mais le président de la République a considéré que ce n'était pas suffisant. Parce que jusqu'à présent, il y a toujours des enfants du talibé qui sont dans les écoles coraniques, qui font de la mendicité. Certains sont des enfants de la rue, d'autres sont dans des daras traditionnels. Et c'est pourquoi en 2008, le président de la République a parallèlement à cela créé l'inspection des daras modernes, une direction qui est chargée des daras modernes exclusivement, c'est-à-dire qui va prendre en charge toutes ces écoles coraniques qui étaient en marge des écoles françaises, qui n'étaient pas financées par le budget de l'État, ni par les bailleurs de fonds, et qui étaient laissées en compte.
Today we are witnessing a process of modernization of daras and the creation of madrasas primarily in major urban centers which offer bilingual education in French and Arabic and vocational training. It is mandatory to fully integrate Quranic schools and madrassas in national education systems if our governments want to reach the goal of universal education by 2015.
L'État, en fonction des moyens qui existent, a décidé d'appuyer ces daras. Par exemple, chaque année, j'affecte des maîtres, un arabe et un français, dans ces daras que l'État paye. L'État essaie de mettre à la disposition de ces écoles des cantines scolaires. Ajouter à cela, bien sûr, qu'au niveau des daras modernes, on prévoit un enseignement technique et la formation professionnelle. Parce qu'avant, ces jeunes, quand ils sortaient de l'école coranique, ils sortaient sans métier. Ils pouvaient être des chômeurs ou bien profession marabout. Si on décide qu'il y aura des daras, mais s'il n'y a aucune harmonisation, s'il n'y a aucun programme, s'il n'y a aucun curriculum, il y aura de la dispersion. Mais pour qu'on parvienne à ça, le deuxième chantier, c'est qu'il faut un minimum de reconnaissance.
The integration of Islamic education in national education plans is not limited only to the achievement of quantitative goals. It also requires a qualitative alignment on modern and proven techniques and teaching tools for learning tailored to the needs of a changing world.
Islamic Education Secretariat has successfully translated all the conventional subjects from English into Arabic, and they are now incorporated in the madrasa syllabus. And in fact, some of these conventional methods some of these conventional subjects in the madrasas are not taught in Arabic. They are taught in English plus English language. So by the time that the students finishes the basic cycles, the student must be in a position to pursue his higher education either in Arabic or in English.
So if you ask me why we must focus on madrasas, it's because I feel already we have shortchanged ourselves. If we continue to ignore a huge proportion of our young people, from our education system, we are already denying them the right to education. There would still be choices based on what parents think is best for their children. But it would be a choice that would ensure equity. It would be a choice that would ensure and guarantee quality. It would be a choice that would ensure integration, full integration, not only in society, but also integration into the global village. And it would be a situation where you go to learn to acquire knowledge, learning to know. You would be able to then acquire skills, learning to do. You will be able to acquire that confidence that will really help you to appreciate who you are, what you are, learning to be. And you really, more importantly, for what we represent as UNESCO, you will be able to learn how to live with one another. So that irrespective of choices that people make, they can always be fully integrated. They would see themselves as equitable in what the state has to offer them, and they would really realize a new identity that would help them to look forward to what they can contribute towards.
Je prends tout, il y a la science, il y a l'histoire, il y a le Coran, donc je prends tout comme le français. Pour moi, réussir sa vie, c'est étudier, connaître la vie, et puis avoir du travail dans ce que toi tu as appris depuis CP1 jusqu'à aller à l'université. Tu peux servir ça pour ton pays, c'est bien, quoi.